Welcome back to the Shreveport Connection, and I have a special guest announcer tonight that will be giving his opinion on our pay-per-view, and that's what our video is going to be about tonight, and let him introduce himself.
Hello everybody, my name is Robert, and I'm here to give my opinion on the pay-per-view, SummerSlam.
Alright, what news is WWE Creative had not finalized the actual script for tonight's SummerSlam pay-per-view. The event, as of this morning, though it was expected to be finished by this afternoon, which it was. As of a few days ago, two different conclusions to this WWE Championship match between John Cena and CM Punk had been drawn, as the match finish was reportedly decided upon today. Numerous WWE developmental wrestlers and contestants on last season of Tough Enough are on hand for this weekend's festivities in Los Angeles prior to the pay-per-view in California. Some, however, flew out to LA on their own. Santino Marella defeated Jack Swagger with the Cobra Strike in a SummerSlam Access match last night at the Nokia Plaza. In today's match results, Justin Gabriel beat Tyson Kidd earlier this afternoon, while Yoshitatsu defeated Drew McIntyre. WWE talent reportedly was correcting media reporters whenever they say wrestling or wrestlers in their questions, because they are not wrestlers, or it's not wrestling anymore, it's sports entertainment. Several celebrities were in attendance and were spotted and shown on the pay-per-view. Among those visiting the show were Jenny McCarthy, actor Clark Duke from the Hot Tub Time Machine movie, ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons, and several Dancing with the Stars regulars. Independent stars Johnny Goodtime and Joey Ryan were in the front row as well. Who was it that came and gave that big giant tall guy a kiss during the pay-per-view itself, when she was coming down for her little thing? I forgot who she was, and I didn't even recognize the guy.
I can't remember.
This dude was real tall and skinny.
Charlie?
No, the dude in the front row. So it had to be one of the fans that was they were the independent wrestlers.
Yeah, it had to be.
Because I've seen Joey Ryan, and I don't think he's that tall.
Oh.
But Johnny Goodtime, that could have been him.
Yeah.
Okay, dark match prior to the event itself. Dolph Ziggler, the United States champion,
Boo!
defeated Alex Riley in a dark match prior to tonight's WWE SummerSlam pay-per-view from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California.
What a joke.
And just a little secret, I was chatting with Alex Riley, and he said that Miz was in the hotel room with him, so they were they're traveling buddies. Okay. So, like I said, they may be heel and face together, or heel and face. They still travel together.
Who knows? Yeah.
Okay. As noted earlier this week, former WWE Tough Enough competitor, the name I did not mention, that faced broadus play in the squash match earlier in the dark match. His name is AJ Kirsch. Lost to broadus play in the squash on Thursday Superstars. So it was a TV taping. I thought it was a dark match. Okay, I'll learn again. Apparently the match was a WWE tryout for the guy. Well, they did say that they would have some tryout matches this week. Well, there you go. There was a guy that sent in word. His name is Greg. That AJ Lee defeated Natalia in a match at yesterday's SummerSlam Access. Carlos sent word on Friday SmackDown that the Spanish announcers were also hinting around the new Sin Cara character that debuted. Yes, there's a new guy portraying Sin Cara. Thus, they can use it as the Sin Cara character not being suspended, because this is a totally different guy. And they joked around that he may have ate too many tacos or tanned at the same beach that Sheamus tans at. Former WWE champion Bob Backlund turned 62 years old today, while beautiful Bobby turned 53. So happy birthday to y'all. SummerSlam pay-per-view tickets off with a bit. SummerSlam pay-per-view tickets. Kicks off with, not tickets, take it back. It kicked off the show with a band playing the national anthem. Then they go to a video package. And shortly when they went to that video package, we lost footage on the pay-per-view being online.
Yeah.
So we had to go, that's why we're giving this part of the show results from the dirt sheets. Okay, they say they go right to the ring and out comes The Miz to open the show. Miz talks about he's back at SummerSlam again this year and thanks the fans for insisting he wrestle Miz. The Miz goes on and it was interrupted by R-Truth. Truth comes walking over and is interrupted by Ricardo Rodriguez introducing Alberto Del Rio, which I didn't even hear his when it came back on when the introduction. Alberto Del Rio. And he was coming out in a Corvette convertible.
Okay. It's nice. Nice car, by the way.
No comment. I think you can go buy some plastic and make your own.
I heard
and
that.
then charge $1 million and see if anybody buys the plastic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's my opinion on Corvettes because they are made out of plastic. Miz, okay, I already talked about that. Miz, Alberto Del Rio, and R-Truth versus Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, and John Morrison. Like I said, it was going in and out during the match.
Yeah.
And what have you, so we can't give our full opinion of what we did not see. That's the dirt sheets.
Yep.
Kofi and Miz started things off here. They lock up and Miz starts off with a headlock. Kofi fought out and applied one of his own. Kofi dropped Miz with a shoulder, then blocked a hip toss. Kofi with a drop kick and attacked Morrison. They double team Miz and Kofi drops Miz with a shoulder and drops a hip toss. Kofi with a drop kick and a tag to Morrison. They double team Miz and drop him on his face. Then hit him with kicks. Morrison with a 2 count. Miz kicks Morrison and tags in Truth. Morrison tackles Truth and goes to work with right hands. Morrison with a springboard kick on Truth for another 2 count. Truth fights back and drops Morrison. Truth stalks away but gets kicked back by Morrison. Miz pushes Morrison off the top and down to the floor. Truth goes from the floor or to the floor, chases after him, works on Morrison, and before bringing him back in the ring, Truth takes Morrison back to the mat with a headlock now. Miz comes in and gets a 2 count and goes back to the headlock. Morrison fights out and kicks Miz in the head, taking him down. Kofi makes a sit-in and takes everyone out. Kofi with chops and a dropkick on Miz. Kofi misses a big right hand, but counters, and the Miz hits a kick in the corner. Kofi with a huge high cross body for a 2 count. Kofi takes out R-Truth and leaps on Miz. Kofi hits the boom drop on Miz now. Miz ducks Trouble in Paradise and goes for a skull crushing finale. But it's blocked. Kofi nails the SOS for a 2 count. Del Rio breaks the pin and then super kicks Mysterio. Kofi sends Del Rio to the floor. Miz comes up and lays Kofi out with a cutter for a 2 count. And Truth tags in now and stomps away on Kofi. Truth continues the assault for another 2 count. Del Rio comes in, runs the ropes and hits Kofi in the back. Del Rio with a body drop, back drop on Kofi for another 2 count. Miz comes back in to keep the offense up on Kofi. Another 2 count. Miz mocks Mysterio and Morrison in the corner. Kofi rolls him up for 2. Miz comes right back with a pin attempt of his own. Miz with a chin lock now, but Kofi fights out. They both go down, and their partners await tags. Truth and Ray are tagged in. Ray off the top with a big plancha. Ray with a springboard crossbody at a 2. Ray continues with kicks. Truth tucks a clothesline and rolls Ray up. Ray comes out of the roll up with a kick to the face and another 2 count. Ray drops Truth in. Ray drops Truth in for the 619, but Miz comes in. He drops Miz for the 619 also. Ray runs for the 619, but Del Rio stopped him. Morrison stops Del Rio, and Ray goes for the 619 and he hits it on both. The double 619.
Yeah.
Kofi leaped out onto Miz, and while Ray hits Truth with a frog splash for the pin and the win. Winners of your match, John Morrison, Rey Mysterio, and Kofi. And our opinion?
To me,
well, if we seen it, it would have been a decent match.
Yeah. I kind of rate this match a borderline C because the crowd's pretty much dead in this match. And
yep.
They was giving pop. Don't get me wrong, they was giving pops for Rey Mysterio, Kofi Kingston, and John Morrison. But to me, I rate this match a C.
Yep. I agree, but if I would have actually seen the whole match, I would have gave it a B instead.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Everybody wants to see their finishers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then they cut backstage with champion CM Punk and John Laurinaitis. Again, we did not see. Laurinaitis wants a public apology for getting hit on last week's Monday Night Raw. Punk apologizes in a sarcastic way and mocks Laurinaitis. Punk turns around to Stephanie McMahon. This is where it came back on. This is her first appearance in a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
And this was at a pay-per-view.
Very surprised.
She says she came to wish him good luck tonight. Punk is surprised and finds it hard to believe. He tells Steph to run along and talk to her husband or wish her daddy luck. Stephanie says she talked to both of them, and they also wished Punk good luck. And I didn't see Triple H in that segment at all. So he must have been in that locker room that she came out of.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
All through the night, she was coming out of one particular locker room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, as did John Cena, as they did a segment with John Cena later on. Well, Steph says, what does she know? She's Vince's clueless daughter, right? Okay, Vince says yes. She is pretty clueless, but she said it. Not him. He called her idiotic. Steph extends her hand for a shake. Punk won't shake it. And says he knows where the hand has been. Punk walks off. Okay, PG.
Yeah.
Pretty gross.
Yeah.
PG.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Okay, then they get a video package for Sheamus versus Mark Henry. This wasn't much of a match. Mark Henry almost didn't have any offense.
Yeah.
Somewhat. He did have some. But I'll just go ahead and read it and then go from what I seen also. They go to the ring, out come Mark Henry for tonight's next match. Then out comes Sheamus to a decent reaction. Immediately the bell rings and they go right at it. Sheamus with a headlock starting off. They break and Henry overpowers Sheamus, sending him backwards. Sheamus comes back with a forearm shots, but Henry knocks him back to the mat. Henry takes Sheamus to the corner, but fights out. Sheamus starts to stagger Henry now and fights back with more and more right hands. Sheamus beats Henry down with continuous forearm shots to the back. Sheamus continues to assault, but Henry sends him over the ropes and to the floor. And there's not much left in this match because of the fact that basically they go through the barricade coming up. And I'll read it from there, from the point up to the barricade. Sheamus fights Henry off with axe handles. Sheamus takes Henry off his feet, finally with a flying double X handle. Again. Sheamus drops his knees now. Sheamus puts Henry on the ropes and clubs him repeatedly, again with axe handles, to his chest and forearms. The crowd is really popping for Sheamus as he has his first official face turn since his debut. And Sheamus staggers Henry again. They collide in midair and both go down. Henry runs into a big boot in the corner, which was actually a brogue kick attempt. And then Sheamus went to the top rope and hits a shoulder block from the top. Gets a 2 count. Sheamus misses a brogue kick. And Henry lays him out. Well, what was it? A spear or whatever, a clothesline, I think it was.
Clothesline.
Sheamus countered a slam and brogue kick again. I said no. He does deliver the brogue kick and rolls him up. He takes the brogue kick and rolls out of the ring. Sheamus comes out to the floor and picks up Henry up to his feet. Henry fights him off, and this is where he grabs Sheamus, and they both go through the barricade, which is the ring barrier at the corner of the ring. Okay, they know he ran him into the ring post, and then the fan barrier. Henry and Sheamus both collapse through the fan barrier right in front of the shocked fans, and this is basically the ending of the match. Henry leaves Sheamus laying in a pile of debris from the barrier, and then walks back to the ring and gets to the ring, starts the count out. Fans cheer for Sheamus as he crawls his way back to the ring at 7, but does not make it in the ring by the count of 10, so he's counted out. Winner by count out, Mark Henry. This match to me was kind of stupid ending.
Yeah.
Because it showed no offense basically at all for Mark Henry. What do you think? The match lasted, what, 7, 8 minutes total?
Yeah, something like that. 7 or 8 minutes. Yeah. I kind of rate this match kind of stupid too because
this match I gave it an F.
Yeah, I give it an F too because I actually thought Sheamus was going to put it off, but Mark Henry won by count out. But going back to last month's pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, Mark Henry beat the Big Show. But I actually did think Sheamus was going to win this. But
took out the Big Show.
Even though Mark Henry, unfortunately, won by count out.
World's strongest athlete.
One strongest man, yeah.
Okay, then they cut back to backstage to Christian and Josh Matthews. Christian says he has a insurance policy tonight, and Randy Orton will not leave as the world champion. Christian compares their match to a Hollywood movie. I didn't hear that part. We go to the ring where Justin Roberts introduces CeeLo Green.
Oh, wow.
CeeLo Green is up on stage and delivers and performs the SummerSlam theme song.
But going by the crowd, I think the crowd was dead.
The crowd was totally dead during his appearance. Totally.
Exactly.
That segment was a total wipeout.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's something missing because they did was it prior to the R-Truth match when they did the Jimmy Hart thing?
Yeah. It sure
was it prior to that match?
I think it was prior to that match.
That means it started the actual show, the pay-per-view.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a backstage segment that R-Truth was talking about a Jimmy. Well, there was a Jimmy standing right beside him, none other than
Jimmy
the mouth of the South.
Jimmy Hart.
Didn't use his megaphone. He's got a loud enough screechy voice.
Yeah.
So he made his reappearance in WWE. They were doing a little thing like Jimmy Hart was what do you call it? Warming him up to give him an idea. Jimmy wants to be his manager.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it started out pretty damn good to me. Well, then Truth realized, you're the Jimmy. You're the Jimmy that's been saying all the crap about me.
Conspiracy here.
Conspiracy all the way. Yes, it's been a conspiracy. That's why I'm here to audition as your manager. Well, he didn't like it, and then he chases the mouth of the South off. So I guess that was his answer to his managerial position. No.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Next match was your Divas match. Again. This match, I'm going to give it a grade of a D. Because it could have been a lot better. I was expecting Beth Phoenix to overpower Kelly. And she actually didn't.
Yeah.
It was a surprise finish. Glam Slam countered and Kelly wins with a roll-up. And I'll go to what the dirt sheet said was what happened in the match. We go to the ring, and out first was Divas champion Kelly for her title defense. And she has Eve Torres by her side. Out next on Beth Phoenix with her partner. Yet it says partner at ringside. None other than Natalya. This is not a tag team match, so it's not a partner. Dirt sheets. Bell rings and Kelly goes right to work on Beth, taking her to the corner, unloading with offense. Beth whips Kelly into the corner, goes for a counter. Kelly comes back, sends Beth to the apron. Kelly keeps up the offense as Beth goes to the floor. They come back in the ring and Beth turns it around with a big clothesline. Beth presses Kelly high over her head and drops her on the top rope. You might say, was it a hot shot or whatever you call it? Beth gets a 2 count. Beth works Kelly over in the corner and charges, smashing her rear in the face. Kind of like the stink face.
Stink face.
Beth mocks Kelly now and rubs her rear in her face. Beth with another 2 count. Oh, kind of wish Beth would rub her rear in my face.
Oh yeah, me too.
Beth applies the chin lock now. Sorry, that's a male chauvinist in this. Kelly fights out with forearms. Beth grabs her and keeps her up on the shoulders in a rack move. It wasn't the full torture rack because it was just like a regular back breaker because it was straight across this way.
Yep, straight across. Yep.
Okay, where was I at? Okay. Beth with a 2 count from that move. Beth applies the chin lock now, and Kelly fights out with a forearm. Beth grabs her and keeps her up on her, puts her back up on her shoulders, and another rack move again. Kelly doesn't tap out and starts to fight back. Kelly fights back with a neck breaker of her own, and both divas go down. Kelly continues to fight back, but Beth blocks and rams her in the corner. Beth ties Kelly upside down in the corner. The trio of woe, and stomps away as Natalya eggs her on, cheering her on, go for more. Kelly fights out of the corner and rolls Beth up for a 2 count. Surprise. Beth then catches Kelly again and drops her with a big side slam. 2 count by Beth. Beth ends up on the apron again. Kelly drops her on the apron and repeatedly slams Beth face into the mat. Kelly cartwheels back into the corner and does a backflip. From that, well, Beth caught her from the backflip and ended up going for the glam slam. Kelly reversed it and rolled her up for the pin.
Yep.
Okay. Well, attempted finish into a pin. Well, I guess you would say, well, Beth tried to get her finish on.
Yeah.
And slip out will botch.
Yep. Luckily,
winner and still Divas champion.
Yeah, they can.
Kelly. After the match, Kelly and Eve celebrate up the ramp as Natalya and Beth look shocked from the ring. Then we see Stephanie McMahon walking out of someone's locker room, like I said earlier. Camera pans.
Yeah.
And it's John Cena. Yes, John Cena's locker room. Here's where the segment was. It wasn't before the match.
Exactly.
R-Truth was backstage talking to Jimmy Hart about conspiracy. Hart says Truth needs someone to take him to the top. This is his, management offer to R-Truth. Well, Jimmy talks about managing the Honky Tonk Man, the Heart Foundation, and others. And Truth is that. Okay, I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Hart says Truth needs someone like him because he's got to think big. Truth accuses Hart of being little Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, duh. Jimmy Hart's, what, 90 something pounds, 95 pounds, maybe 100?
It may be close to
Yeah,
100.
folks, he's smaller than the Divas.
Yep.
The only difference between him and the Divas, he's got a beard. A little goatee, kind of like Matt Hardy used to have.
Exactly, yeah, right here.
Right here on the lip.
Yeah.
And, of course, he's got his patented black shades.
Black shades.
And what the jacket kind of looked like, what's his face from with a question mark selling grants.
Man, I can't even think of it.
I couldn't think of it earlier this week either.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that was a little Jimmy. Well, then he chases him back to the ring, back to wherever he was going. And he goes around the corner. This was not saying around the corner. He was telling somebody off to the left, either shut up or what you looking at?
Yeah. So he said, "What you looking at?"
What you looking at?
Yeah.
Like we're talking like okay, talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Next up was Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett. We go to the ring and out comes Wade Barrett, followed by his opponent Daniel Bryan. The match starts off with Barrett in control. Bryan comes back and works on Barrett's arm. Barrett drops him with a right hand and gets a 1 count. Bryan comes back and drop kicks Barrett and goes back to the arm. Bryan takes Barrett back to the mat. 2 count for Bryan. Bryan with another drop kick and a 2 count. Barrett fights back with a body shot and takes Bryan to the corner. Barrett beats Bryan down with right hands. Bryan comes back and hits a big drop kick to the face in the corner. Yeah, it was to the face.
Yes. Exactly.
And many wrestlers are taught to at least put a hand up.
Yeah.
And he didn't do
That
it.
was exactly on the face.
2 count by Bryan. Bryan locks him in a surfboard submission. Was it a surfboard submission, or did it kind of look like the Anaconda Vice?
Anaconda Vice. It kind of sort of looked like the Anaconda Vice.
And he did this particular move a lot during this match.
Yeah.
Okay, Bryan with more kicks now and another 2 count. Bryan lands on his feet from the top rope and runs the ropes. Barrett catches Bryan with a big side slam for a 2 count. Barrett mounts Bryan with right hands now. Barrett slingshots Bryan off the top and drops him for a 2 count. Barrett with a chin lock now. Bryan eventually comes back with a bulldog and several knees to the head. Barrett sends Bryan over the top and down to the floor with a big boot. Barrett brings Bryan back in the ring for a 2 count. Barrett with a headlock now, back and forth action for a few seconds. Bryan sends Barrett flying off the apron and into the fan barrier. One of the fan barriers had a rough night tonight. Bryan runs the apron and hits Barrett on the floor with a knee to the head. Yeah, it's very, very similar to like CM Punk's go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
It was off the top and it was a high knee.
It is that.
And yeah, it was perfect. The only thing saved him, like from bone to head, was the knee pad that Bryan wears.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For protection. And whenever I wrestle, yeah, I'm wearing knee pads too. And mine are more protected than any of them. It was like that much thick on a pad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's safety first, folks.
Yeah.
You know, like WWE says, don't try it at home unless you're trained.
Yeah.
Okay, see where we're at. Bryan brought it back in the ring, goes up to the top. Bryan with a drop kick to the face for a 2 count. Barrett comes back and goes for kicks as he is on his knees. And the final kick to the head. Lays Barrett out, but only gets 2 count. Bryan charges in the corner, but Barrett moves. Barrett drops him with a big boot. Goes for the waistland, but Bryan counters. Fights out with elbows. Bryan applies a submission, Anaconda Vice, and brings Barrett to the mat. Bryan turns it into the label lock. Barrett makes it to the ropes. Breaks a hold. Bryan with more stiff kicks now. Bryan takes Barrett to the top. Barrett shoves him off, and Bryan lands with the rope. Lands with the ropes between his legs. Crotch shot. Barrett flies off and clotheslines Bryan. Wow. He actually has aerial moves. Bryan hits Barrett with several hard lays Barrett out and gets a two count. Okay, Bryan charges in the corner, but Barrett moves. Barrett drops him with a big boot. Barrett goes for a wasteland. Again, Bryan fights out with elbows, applies a submission, brings him to the mat. Bryan turns it into a LeBell lock, shoves him off. Oh, Barrett shoves him off, and Bryan lands with the ropes between his legs. Barrett flies off and clotheslines Bryan. Barrett goes again for a waistline and nails it this time and covers for the win. Again, classic Daniel Bryan. I believe he should have won the match myself.
Yeah.
Because Barrett, to me, doesn't have much offense to begin with.
Yeah.
He can do the defense. Hell, I can do the defense too.
Yeah.
I'm working on finishers for my possible debut with TASW.
I rate this match a B- because I kind of thought in the back of my mind, even though I really don't like Wade Barrett, but it seemed to me it was his time to shine, so he ended up getting the win.
All he can shine is wasteland. You got to have something to build up the wasteland finisher.
Yes, exactly.
It's called like a, what do you call it? Special moves?
Yeah.
It's like on a video game, what do they call it?
Signature.
Yeah, signature. What is a signature move for Wade Barrett?
Uh-huh.
Does he have one? Comment, let me know, and I'll say it next time.
Exactly.
Unless that was his move off the top rope.
Yeah.
I graded that match a C.
See?
All because it was an athletic match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. It was like it.
Okay, then we get a special introductions for members of the California National Guard who were sitting at ringside. But they didn't say it was National Guard. They just said they were military guys there enjoying the show.
Yep.
We got a promo video for tonight's World Heavyweight title match. No holds barred match for the World Heavyweight title. Randy Orton versus Christian. That's what it was. No holds barred match.
No holds barred.
I was thinking it was a no DQ match again.
Yep.
I'll let you do this one.
All right. Out first comes the World Heavyweight Champion Christian. He talked about his big announcement and says he is a man of integrity. Unlike Teddy Long or Randy Orton, even Triple H, Christian says he keeps his promises and introduces who will be in his corner tonight. His best friend, the rated R superstar, Edge. Edge music hits and out he comes to a major pop from the crowd. Edge comes to the ring and hugs Christian. Edge takes the mic and talks about how doctors told him he can never compete again. The crowd boos and Edge agrees with them. Edge says when he left, he was happy because he felt like he was part of passing the torch to Christian. He felt like he cracked the door open for Christian and he kicked it through. Edge says it was unfair Teddy Long made him defend the title the first time days after a ladder match, which was only lasted for 2 days.
Ladder match lasted 2 days.
Edge talks about Christian has complained week after week, whine and moan. Wah. Ed says Christian got back the title, but he did it by DQ, which I think totally sucked.
Yep.
Edge admits he did some bad things in the ring, but always did it with style. That is true, folks. Edge says he didn't hide behind lawyers or clipboards, unlike Christian did. Edge says Christian has become a disgrace to himself. Edge says Christian is better than that. Edge says they will be best friends forever, but he needs to hear this. Edge didn't know his best friend would become a whiny little bee. You know the rest.
Yeah.
Edge drops the mic and walks off to the back as Christian yells at him to come back. Come back, Edge! Come back! Come back!
Hey, you're my
That's what he was
insurance
doing.
You're my insurance policy. I can't win without you.
Yes.
But he didn't say that.
Christian is pissed as Randy Orton makes his entrance to a big pop.
And
I mean a big pop from the crowd.
Yeah, I'm telling you. He
For the
didn't say
Viper.
that. I said that.
For the Viper.
Quote Booker T. Tell me he just didn't say that? No, I just said that.
Yeah.
That's where he was acting. Go ahead, Robert.
Exactly. We get the formal ring introduction before the bell. Christian's still upset and runs his mouth about the bell after the bell. Orton strikes with a right hand and they go at it. Orton takes Christian to the corner and beats Christian down. Christian fights back out of the corner with big rights of his own. Orton counters and drops Christian on the apron. Christian counters and drops Orton over the ropes, which Orton pretty much he took a hard fall when Christian threw him over the ropes. And he was favoring the shoulder, wasn't he, in the process?
Yeah, when he got thrown over the top rope, well, he landed like right here on the shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Christian goes to the top and hits a flying elbow for a 1 count. Christian beats Orton down in the corner now and rakes at his face. Orton fights back and stomps away on Christian. Orton with a big knee drop and a 2 count. Christian gets Orton on the ropes again and stands on his back. Orton tries to come back, but Christian counters again and sends Orton out to the floor. Orton falls on his shoulder. Christian comes out after him, but Orton pulls him into the barrier. Orton takes apart the announcer's table and takes Christian over to it. Yeah. Orton goes for an RKO through the table, but Christian blocks it.
And the announcer's table that they started taking apart first was the regular announcer's table, one with Booker T,
Michael
Cole, and
Josh Matthews. Josh Matthews.
I didn't see JR at all.
Sure did.
On the show.
Yeah, that's weird.
I missed his voice on the pay-per-view, so I guess his little contract or whatever he came back was temporary.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, back to
the match. Christian grabs the world title and runs through the crowd. As you can see, he was running through the crowd trying to escape.
Yeah.
But Orton follows him up the steps and catches him. Orton beats Christian back down through the fans. And I believe Christian was rolling down the steps, as a matter of fact, right?
Yep. Well, they put each other through the metal guard railing that's between the steps.
Yeah, exactly. Orton drops Christian on the steps and stands on his head. Orton smiled as the crowd pops. Orton tosses Christian over the barrier and brings him back in the ring. Orton takes Christian to the corner and mounts him with a series of right hands. Orton charges in the corner, but Christian moves and he hits the ring post with his shoulder. Christian goes outside of the ring after Orton. Christian gets the kendo stick from under the ring and brings it in. Christian hits Orton in the gut with the stick and then wails away at his hurt shoulder. Ooh, ouch. Ooh. Orton goes down and Christian shoves the stick in his throat. Ooh. Christian covers for a 2 count. Christian charges in the corner with the kendo stick, but Orton blocks him. Orton tries to come back, but Christian drops him with a back elbow. 2 count for Christian. Orton charges in the corner now, but Orton moves and rolls him up for a close 2 counts. Orton fights back and kicks and an uppercut now. Christian catches him with a big spine buster and another 2 count. Christian goes back to the floor as we see Orton's mouth busted open, which he had a busted mouth Friday night on SmackDown, and he had one again tonight.
Oh, could have been the same one.
Huh?
Could have been the same one, just recut open.
Yeah, true. Christian brings the kendo stick back in and goes to the second rope. Christian comes off the second rope with the stick, but Orton drop kicks him in midair, and this was he had a beautiful drop kick. Orton works over Christian now, but catches him in a big power slam. Orton grabs the kendo stick now, but Christian blocks the shot and kicks him in the mouth. Christian comes off the second rope, but Orton catches him in a jackknife pin for 2. Christian with a big right hand. Christian runs the ropes, but Orton hits a Thesz press, his Viper-like Thesz press, a series of right hands. Orton catches Christian on the apron and goes for the second rope DDT, which is his signature, the RKO. Christian counters and goes for kill switch. Orton counters it and hits the backbreaker for a 2 count. Orton smiles, showing off his bloody mouth. But Orton goes for the punt kick, but Christian slides out of the ring. Christian pulls Orton's legs out and goes to wrap them around the ring post. Orton kicks him off and Christian goes down on the floor. Orton goes under the ring and pulls out a table.
Yeah. First table, table number 1.
Yeah, table number 1. Orton pulls out another table, table number 2, and brings that one in the ring. He goes back to the floor, but Christian rams him into the apron.
Excuse me, Mr. Orton, would you like the aisle or the smoking area?
Yeah. Christian steps up the other table on the floor. They fight at ringside now. Orton gets in the ring and brings Christian to the top. Orton suplexes Christian onto the table that's flat in the ring.
Yeah, on the ground, so it doesn't break.
Exactly. 2 count by Orton. Orton goes to set the table up, but one of the legs are broken. Instead, he props it up in the corner. Christian fights back and drops Orton. Christian gets ready for a spear through the table. Orton leapfrogs and misses the spear. Christian catches himself and they go to the floor. Christian goes to throw Orton into the step, but he counters and whips Christian's knees into them. Ooh, that looked like it hurt Christian.
Like a baseball slide type of thing.
Exactly. Orton takes the steps apart and props one half of them against the side of the ring. Orton goes to slam Christian into them, but he counters and Orton crashes head first into the steps. Christian drags Orton over to the Spanish announce table. Now.
This is announcer's table number 2.
Exactly. Christian cracks Orton in the head with one of the monitors and lays him on top of the announce table. Christian lifts Orton and goes for an RKO. Chris.
Yeah, they were trading finishing moves.
Christian going for RKO. Yeah.
But
Orton blocks it and hits his own RKO, which broke the table, sending he and Christian through the table. Orton has trouble getting to his feet. Christian crawls back into the ring now, and as does Orton. Christian blocks an RKO and hits the kill switch for a close 2 3/4 count. Christian goes to ringside and brings 2 steel chairs back to the ring.
Attempt.
You know what that means? Christian sets Orton up for a concerto, one-man concerto. Orton moves out of the way as Christian swings the chair, which Orton barely moved out of the way. Yep. Orton grabs the chair and cracks Christian in the back with it. Christian ends up on the apron. Orton charges with the chair, connects and sends Christian flying through a table set up on the floor.
And that was regular table number 2 was set up outside.
Exactly.
which I didn't even see at all.
Oh, I didn't even see it either.
Until after he went through the table.
Yep. Orton goes out to the floor and grabs the other half of the steel ring steps, pushes them in the ring. Orton throws a trash can, kendo stick, and another weapon
Everything but the
into
kitchen
the
sink.
ring. Everything but the kitchen sink, like I said.
Like a hardcore match at the beginning.
Orton brings Christian back inside. Christian lays over the steel steps.
It looked like he threw a rake in the ring. Okay, you got to rake up your trash when you get done?
Orton goes for the stomp on his head, but he moves. Orton misses the clothesline, but power slams Christian through a table that was set up in the corner. Orton grabs a kendo stick and wails away on Christian's back. And I mean, he wailed away on Christian's back. Orton catches him on the apron, excuse me, and sets up a trash can. Orton hits a second rope DDT on Christian.
And during this move, Christian is positioning the trash can to where he falls without the edges sticking up to catch him for any injury.
As you can see, Orton putting his head towards inside. Christian had his hand, and he kind of moved the trash can
closer to him too. So
be able to connect. And Orton, he ended up nailing his head into the trash can. Orton drops to the mat now and gets ready as steel steps are between he and Christian. Orton readies for an RKO, but Christian hits him with a kendo stick. Christian comes off the second rope with a crossbody, but Orton catches him in midair with a
RKO
on top of the steel steps. Orton covered for the pin, the win, and new World Heavyweight Champion, the Viper Randy Orton.
After the match, Orton celebrated after the match with the world title as they go to replays from the match. They go to a video package with highlights from the weekend SummerSlam Access events and other related events in Los Angeles, as I read some of the results from their Access events over the weekend. Camera catches Triple H and Stephanie McMahon talking backstage in the hallway, which I thought they came out of that locker room that you were talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or I was talking about earlier in the pay-per-view. Okay. Triple H walks off as we get ready for the main event. So apparently he didn't say anything, so I didn't really miss anything.
Yeah.
And we go to a highlight package of the events leading up to tonight's title match with Punk and John Cena. Yep. And your match is up next, undisputed WWE title. CM Punk versus... we didn't even rate... We'll go back to rate it. That match.
The World Heavyweight title match.
I would say it was the best match of the night. Orton.
Yeah, I really do think that was the best
Orton
match
versus
of the
Christian.
night.
Yeah, that was the one that everybody paid their money to see.
I kind of thought in the back of my mind there was going to be some kind of interference towards the end of this match, but
I was thinking the Edge was going to be there all the way through anyways for prediction.
I kind of thought,
since he said, I knew that it was going to be a clean finish.
Yeah, true. I kind of thought, which Randy Orton won. I kind of thought Christian was going to win this, but
so I'm rating the match an A+.
Yeah, I rated A+ too, also. Yeah.
All right, I'll let you do this match.
All right.
Here we go to the ring. That's where we're at. Undisputed match is up next.
We go to the ring as our first comes tonight's special referee, WWE COO, The Game, Triple H.
I can play the game.
He came to the ring, not his regular entrance, but he did have a bottle of water in his hand, and he didn't just took a sip and just swallowed it. Didn't spit it out or nothing.
And threw the bottle away.
Yeah, exactly. Threw the bottle out of the ring. Called a personality, which is CM Punk's new theme music. Well, Ring of Honor music.
Yeah, well, it used to be his Ring of Honor
exactly.
music.
Yeah. Hits next as a WWE champion CM Punk makes his way out to a nice reaction from the crowd. Punk's music stops and the boos begin for John Cena.
Time on this match.
Punk takes a seat in the middle of the ring, as he usually does, and waits. Cena music finally hits, and out comes the other WWE champion to a mixed reaction from the crowd. Jesse Roberts does formal introduction before the bell. CM Punk seems to get the bigger positive reaction. Punk applauds as Cena is introduced. Triple H holds up both WWE title belts as we get ready to go. Triple H then checks both men for foreign objects. Foreign objects.
Loose footing.
Yeah. They lock up, and Punk takes it to the corner. They break as the crowd chants. They go to lock up again, and Cena goes for Punk's arm. They trade holds, and Punk takes Cena to one knee with a headlock. Punk knocks Cena down and goes for a quick pin attempt. They lock up again, and Cena takes Punk down by his arm and tries for a pin, but it's not counted. A few words between Cena and Triple H there. Dual chants for Punk and Cena from the crowd. Now they lock up again, and Punk goes behind. Cena fights back and takes Punk down with a headlock. Cena drops Punk with a shoulder block for a quick 1 count. Another Punk chant starts in the crowd. They go to lock up again, but Cena takes Punk down by his leg. Cena goes back to work on Punk's arm. Punk fights to his feet, but Cena takes him back down and applies a headlock. Punk fights free. They run the ropes, and Punk drop kicks Cena for a 2 count. Punk with a headlock on the mat now. Punk applies the body scissors to keep the hold locked. Cena fights to his feet, but a knee in Punk's gut, and drops him with a gut wrench for a 2 count. Cena goes back to another headlock on Punk. Cena with a finishman suplex. Which he don't you really use that in match?
Occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. For another 2 count. Another headlock by Cena now. Cena scoops down Punk and drops the elbow for another 2 count. Cena with another headlock now. Punk breaks free again and takes Cena down. Punk with several knees and one big knee to the gut for a 2 count. Punk continues the offense and drops a headbutt for another 2 count. Punk applies body scissors again in the middle of the ring. Cena powers out and goes for the STL, but Punk kicks him off to the apron. Punk tries to suplex Cena back in the ring, but Cena blocks it. Cena tries to suplex Punk to the floor, but Punk stops him. Punk drop kicks Cena in the back, sending him off the apron and to the floor, which was a hard fall. Hard drop.
Yep.
Cena rolls back in the ring, and Punk tries to pin attempt. Punk kicks Cena hard in the ribs and drops down for a 2 count. Punk with a chin lock now. Cena powers out with Punk on him and drops Punk with a side slam. This is funny, I'm about to say here. A Fruity Pebbles chant breaks out in the crowd. Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles.
If you're not familiar with it, it's the shirt that John Cena wears, different colors every week, every month.
Yeah.
One will be blue, 1 month it'll be blue, then the next month red, then the next month orange, yada yada yada. Fruity Pebbles.
Just like the Rock said, called Fruity Pebbles.
Tutti fruity.
Cena with shoulders now. Punk blocks, knees him in the head, and goes for another pin attempt. Punk misses the knees in the corner, which I was very surprised he missed with the knees in the corner. Cena goes for shoulder blocks and hits them. Cena goes for the big backdrop, but Punk blocks it. Punk with the high knee. This time he connected. Cena. Oh no! I'm sorry, he didn't connect. Cena blocks a bulldog. Well, you can't connect it with the knee, but Cena blocked the bulldog and slams Punk down hard. Cena goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but Punk blocks it. Cena blocks that, and slams Punk. Punk applies a submission hold and has Cena's neck tied up, which this move was called the Anaconda Device.
Anaconda Device.
Yep. Cena breaks free and applies the STF on Punk. Punk turns it around and applies the Anaconda Device. Okay.
And put it back in it.
Yeah. Punk keeps the hold locked and pins Cena for a 2 count. Cena turns it around again and applies the STF. Punk makes it to the ropes and breaks the hold. Cena charges and Punk dumps him over the top rope. Down on the floor, Punk runs the ropes and suicide dives through them, landing on Cena on the floor. Replays show Punk hit him in the head. Hit his head on the barrier. Triple H makes it to a 9 count and stops.
Well, I wonder why that happened.
I don't know.
Do you smell a fix going on here?
Yeah. He goes to the floor and he brings Cena back in the ring.
Yeah, he goes back out to the ring, back to the floor, and brings them both in the ring.
Exactly.
He doesn't want it to finish as a double count out.
He wants a 1-up. Punk and Cena make it to their feet. Finally, Punk strikes first, but they trade various shots, chops, kicks, and punches. Punk misses a roundhouse kick. Cena goes for the attitude adjustment, but Punk slides out. Cena drop kicks Punk out of nowhere. Cena hits the 5-knuckle shuffle and goes for the AA again.
And that was the loudest Cena pop of the night.
Exactly.
Oh, we got to do another drop kick in a match.
Yeah. Everybody did think that he was going to connect, but Punk counters it again and rolls Cena up for a 2 count. Cena jackknife pins Punk for a 2 now. They go back and forth, and Punk kicks Cena in the head for another 2 count. Punk goes for the GTS but can't hit it. Cena splashes Punk in the corner and hits the Bulldog. Cena lays out Punk this time but can only get a 2 count. Cena goes to the top turnbuckle. Punk runs up and hits him with a knee to the head. Punk hits a Bulldog from the second rope for another 2 counts. A lot of pinfalls in this match.
Pinfall attempts.
Yeah, pinfall attempts in this match. Punk goes back to the corner. Punk springboards in with a clothesline, but Cena moves and catches Punk in the STF. Punk finally makes it to the ropes and breaks the hold. Cena goes for the AA again, but Punk slides out.
Punk goes for the GTS.
Second attempt for that AA.
Yeah, reversal in this little segment here.
Exactly.
Segment of move sets.
Yep. Punk goes for the GTS, but Cena counters. What a match.
Cena then nails the AA, but Punk kicks out at 2.
Yep. Cena is frustrated as he has a few words with Triple H once again about the call.
Yeah, because he thought he had a 3 count, but it was a clean 2.
Exactly. Cena goes back to the top rope for the big leg drop. Punk moves and Cena lands hard. Punk goes for the GTS and nails it, but Cena kicks out at 2.
And now Punk is frustrated with Triple H. Now a few words were said to Triple H.
Yep. Punk gets up, but is limping. Punk goes back to the top rope. Punk poses and hits a huge elbow drop, but Cena kicks out just before the 3 count.
Yeah, that's because you're a Macho Man, super elbow.
Exactly. R.I.P. Macho Man.
Yep.
Punk looks at Triple H again. A huge Randy Savage chant. Ooh yeah.
Ooh yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. Chant breaks.
Slapping to see him Punk's move.
Yeah. Chant breaks out after Punk's elbow drop. Cena rolls Punk up for a 2 count. Out of nowhere, Punk charges with a big knee to the gut. Cena fights back with rights and lefts. Punk connects with a big kick and then the high knee on the ropes. Punk nails GTS again, but Cena gets his foot on the ropes.
That Triple H does not see.
And guess what, folks? Triple H did not see his foot on the ropes.
And counted 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh. Winner and the new
undisputed champion, CM Junk Punk.
Punk celebrates with the title as Michael Cole yells about seeing his foot being on the ropes.
Yeah, actually, that's Michael Cole.
Exactly.
Never mind. Michael Cole said something good about somebody.
And I'm going to let Tommy here finish with the rest of this because this is going to be shocking.
Punk celebrates with the title as Michael Cole yells about Cena's foot being on the ropes. Cena gets up and talks with Triple H. Triple H said he didn't see it. Punk sits down on the top of the announcer's table with the WWE title before making his way around the ring. Well, Punk re-enters the ring, so you know something's about to happen.
Exactly.
Where Triple H is standing. Well, Triple H extends his hand to Punk, but Punk won't shake it. So, everybody's thinking this was the feud starting up right here. Triple H does raise Punk's hand in victory as Punk holds the WWE title up high. Punk stares at Triple H as the game leaves the ring. Time to play the game leaves the ring. And heads to the back.
Yep.
Well, Punk goes back to the turnbuckles to pose to the fans as the undisputed WWE champion. Punk turns around and is nailed by a returning to WWE to maybe ring action. None other than Big Diesel, Big Sexy, Kevin Nash.
Yeah. Wolfpack, baby.
Nash lays Punk out and nails him with the jackknife powerbomb. Triple H turns around, doesn't see this. Well, he sees that Punk is laying on the ring and there's no Kevin Nash around. And so he heads down to ringside as Nash flees through the crowd. This brings on Alberto Del Rio to cash in and become the new undisputed WWE champion. Del Rio came down with the referee to cash in in the bank. Del Rio kicks Punk in the head as he's getting up and covers him to become the new WWE champion. Winner, new WWE champion, Alberto Del Rio. The crowd was going crazy. Del Rio retreats to the stage with the WWE title as Punk tries to recover in the ring as SummerSlam goes off the air with the new WWE champion, Alberto Del Rio, celebrating at the top of the ramp.
Boo.
And guess what? That's the end of our results.
Exactly.
Thank you, and peace out till Monday Night Raw.